Hello, and welcome to another Volume 1 Community Live.
Hey guys.
Hope everybody's having a wonderful Wednesday.
Wednesday Community
We're
Live.
actually doing a Community Live on
are
Wednesday.
we? Who are we? I don't know.
Shout out to you guys for being here. Today we have a very special Community Live planned. We're going to be talking about things as we normally do, giving you some personal updates. I gotta talk about some stuff that has been going on in certain fandoms that I run in, because I know that there's a few people in this community who also run in those same circles.
I mean, I guess I can share my thoughts on being a new, also Whovian.
Yeah, we're talking about Doctor Who, yeah.
Who's watched 2 seasons of a new Doctor's run. So it's first thoughts.
That's a great perspective to have, like the perspective of someone who's like super new and like, you know, an older fan, a fan of like, you know, from the reboot with Eccleston on. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, okay,
Yeah.
but you know, I gotta share it with the people who do care, because it was a doozy. There's some other fun things that you know, we plan on talking about today. Also getting ready for our 5-year
Oh my gosh.
anniversary stream that's going to be happening on Sunday.
Right.
But we're also, and let me make sure I got everything queued up, we're also going to be talking about an independent manga that we were reached out to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Jinrui no Heart. Like I said, a German, I believe.
Yes.
An independently produced German manga. We're going to be giving it our sort of Volume 1 review treatment.
Yeah, definitely. Like reaching out to hear our thoughts on this story. And we have some details here. I'm going to link this here. The first 3 chapters are available for free, and it is a subscription base. If you go to that link, everything is in there.
Yeah, there's a link in the description.
Yeah, depending on, like, you know, it's bi-weekly, I believe it's released, and you can check that out for yourself. I really do like the website too. Shout out to whoever made the website clean.
I mean, there's a credit on the bottom of the website, right?
Yeah.
Shout out Dustin Kessler.
I
This man
love this.
Killed it with the website.
No, I really do like the background with the panels and stuff, and it's like moving. It has motion. Like, love it.
A little bit about the
Great
character.
job.
And it's nice that the first 3 chapters are free, so that you can. It's got a little countdown here for the next chapter.
Right.
It's nice that you can see like what the story is all about before you commit to that membership. They did reach out to us. This is a sponsored segment on this live, so we want to be very transparent about that. But we also agreed to do it because we do want to, whenever we can, share independent stories. You know, especially if they're in the medium of like manga.
Yeah.
With our community. If we can share someone's story with our audience, then that is, I think, for me, and I think for Megan as well, that's such a special part of
having a platform. Yeah,
having a platform.
We've done it, you know, previously with our homie Rexy. Shout out Rexy.
Shout out
Love
Rexy and
you. Maharlika. Love that story. And it's also getting like the perspective of, like, you know, people of color in manga too. Like, that's always, like, obviously there are some stories that do represent that, but when a company or like a independent artist reaches out and is like, hey, can you show this? And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, definitely. Like, it's different. It's things that you don't necessarily see with big companies, like obviously in Japan and stuff. Independent artists and authors. So yeah.
And we actually have someone in our community, James, who's been a long time, you know, viewer and member of the community, who's also working on their own manga as well. Windigo or Winjigo.
I'm excited.
I think it's Windigo, but I can't. Very excited because they've been sharing little bits and pieces of their story here and there. So again, we just love to take any opportunity we can to share, you know, stories and amplify, you know, certain stories. I do also want to say that if you end up reading it yourself, and because I'll be honest, like, even though this is a sponsored segment, we are going to give you our honest thoughts, our honest opinions, like, on the story, and we encourage you to do the same. So if you have anything that you would like to share. Hopefully it's all constructive criticism that you can leave in the comments below. And, it would be kind of cool if the author got to check those comments out and kind of see,
I believe
the general vibe.
I believe it's kind of like
Oh, you can comment on the website.
Yeah, you can comment on the website on each chapter. So if you make an account, that's also nice too.
There are things that I think we both like about this story, and there are things that I think aren't our cup of tea necessarily, and don't speak, to us specifically or personally. But like I said, there's some good, there's some bad. We're going to get into all of it. Our honest thoughts, our honest opinions. We encourage everybody to do the same, as long as it's constructive criticism. I think everyone's better for that.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So we should just jump.
We should jump in. I have a synopsis here.
Okay, hit us with.
I have a really long one because, like we said, the first 3 are free. There are, I believe, 7 chapters out right now. So we read all 7. I think the next chapter comes out on the 10th. So I could either read like the full synopsis of what's going on in the story, just a little tidbit. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So synopsis. Oh, and I want to credit also. We're doing this like a normal volume 1. So Tommy Lee wrote the story. Shout out Tommy Lee.
And, real quick before we move on, Tommy Lee also, we were told is a huge fan of One Piece.
Yes.
And it was One Piece that really inspired him. I'm sure like so many other creators, which is amazing, inspired him to tell this story.
And I believe that I don't know the details of the artist, but there's definitely One Piece embedded in this, sure. the couple of chapters, like facial expressions and stuff like that. So you can definitely see that. Like the author, okay, I'm going to be able to run down Tommy Lee, is a huge One Piece fan who was inspired to create this series that is something equally rich in lore and mystery. It was written for people who enjoy uncovering hidden details, speculating on plot threads, and diving deep into complex world building. And they definitely deliver on the complex world building.
Yeah, I mean, there's I'm so excited to talk about it because there are things, again, that I do like. And I think that there are things, for me personally, as someone who has read a lot of volume 1s, don't land, I think, the way that they are intended to land. But again, there's some really good in terms of like the world. There's some really interesting things going on.
Yeah, that's why I said like the world building and like the complexity of it, and something that I really like. I've seen it before, but not done like this. You know what I mean? Like in a way.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
Okay,
we'll talk about it.
Okay. Let me get back to the synopsis. Sorry, guys. So, a 25-year-old German university student determined to end his life as he suffers from severe depression. However, a mysterious young woman interferes with his plans when it turns out that he is the chosen one named in an ancient prophecy that a native tribe in I'm sorry, the pronunciation, Eritrea? I think it's Eritrea, holds firm belief in. This young man who has lost all hope is suddenly thrust into responsibility of saving humanity from this dire crisis it faces. Join Ajani on his journey to uncover the secrets of human history as he fulfills his role as as the protagonist of this ancient prophecy. So like we said, like very much, you would classify this as a shonen, no?
Yeah, definitely. You can definitely feel the shonen inspiration, 100%.
Yeah, like the prophecy.
Yeah, and I'll say that was one thing for me because I feel like it had a lot going for it, and then it had the sort of like the chosen one thing put on top of it, and I didn't think it needed that. I think that it was kind of already like, I was already in. I already kind of believed where things were headed. But again, like I'm jumping the gun. You are jumping the gun
because you're excited to talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the synopsis. We could run through it through like story, character art, or do you want to just go maybe from like the chapters, because we can show panels.
Definitely. I don't want to show anything obviously beyond the first 3 free chapters, but we'll start to we'll show you more from the first 3, or we'll go through the first 3. So again, in spirit of doing this like a traditional volume 1, I guess we should start with story, character, and art. So let me pull up that. It's a very intense opening to this. Oh,
Tommy Lee's in the chat.
Hey, Tommy.
Hey,
Tommy.
a bit behind, but hey, thank you so much for doing this.
Shout out
Thank you, Tommy.
It starts off pretty intense with this first panel, and
right off the bat, I was like,
no, me too. But again, like they tell you when you. Especially when you're writing like novels and stuff, like your first sentence, your first paragraph, it has to hook somebody. It has to hook people. So I think that this is what this does, because you see this, and you're like, oh damn, like right away. But this is where we meet Johnny, the main character. We kind of see where he's at. Not doing too good.
I mean, I probably should have put a trigger warning, but sorry. There's going to be another trigger warning that we'll get to later. But yeah, so then immediately is just like,
yeah.
You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, and this is where in this sequence we'll meet the two of the main characters, right? And I wish I had, like, for reference, I wish I had the names of all the characters.
No, I know. Let me pull it up.
Pull it up.
Yeah.
Because
it comes a little later.
Yeah. Johnny, let's speak on him first.
Which is interesting because, okay, the first 3 chapters, like, we don't really know much about him, but it seems like it is going to delve a lot into his past in chapter 7. Like, we're getting to know more about him. And, like, even that world, like, not this world that we're introduced to right now, but in the past is wild.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, anything's possible.
Well, I mean, there are definitely, I mean, I am super intrigued by, like, you know, this character's past for sure. But definitely something that I think is super relatable and was, like, really hard to, like, watch him go through was just, you know, him being the subject of racism. Like,
racism, I mean, there's, like, implications that, like, his family dynamic is not great at all.
Like, this boy was bullied.
Yeah.
He was attacked. He was abused by his family. And I think that going into all that is going to be super interesting to get to learn, you know, more about him, because the one thing, because we're talking about character, story, art, right? The character of Johnny, he's like the main character. Even when you're on the website, like, you know, you see him and his bio. I think for me personally, I was more interested in seeing that side of him that felt those, like, feelings,
right? Because
of, like,
I totally agree.
Depression, like struggling with depression, which was said in the synopsis.
Right. And I think that we're going to see obviously more of that with what had happened in his past. Like, there was a reason why. Like, we're seeing the other side of it when he was stopped, because, like, if this didn't happen, then, like, unfortunately that would have been the end of his story. But I do kind of like that this is, like, you don't get any information. You just know that this was where he what his decision was in the first panel, which is, like, kind of like, I don't think I've ever really seen that in a story. Like, I've seen the build up to it, and I've seen, like, this, you know, but not like this where there's no context at all. And he's kind of just, like, thrust into, like, this thing that he has to do, so he doesn't really even have fucking time to think about it. Like, I appreciated that. Thinking about it now.
I think that as the main character, I was more interested in seeing that. I do feel like we see it here in the beginning, and then he could very easily be overcompensating, you know, throughout, you know, the other chapters. But I did feel like, I guess I just didn't feel like him in that place, like, mentally, as much as, like, I thought I would, given, like, how we meet him initially.
Right.
Because and it might be because, like, at a certain point he doesn't believe the events that are happening are actually real. So it might be because
that's what I think so. I just realized that. Yeah, I think so.
He is, like, very, you know, cocky, and he does kind of, like,
it's like if you were thrust in a fucking, if you were isekai'd, I don't know, into a you know, it gave me like, what is that hero story? The one that got weird.
Oh, the shield hero?
Yeah. Like, he was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, we ball.
Yeah, I really think there's a point in the story where he's like, yeah, this is either a simulation, or this is like hell. Like, I've actually died and gone to hell. So I don't think he's fully he fully believes that any of it is real. So he is sort of like a little cockier, which again, like there's a reason for that for him to be that way. But I think because like we never really got to like feel where he was at before. We just got to see that opening shot. Like when he makes that switch, we know him more as being the way he is in this like in this like, you know, world that he thinks is not real, as opposed to, you know, how he like really feels most of the time.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll get there, and maybe
I think
that'll all be sort of explained. I mean, definitely by the end of it, we're diving into the past.
Mm-hmm.
But I think initially, I would have liked to see a little bit more of like where he was at, or just like maybe as you know, he is thrust into this world, like some of those things maybe sort of like lingering.
Mm-hmm.
Just so I could feel like I knew him a little bit more.
Yeah.
Then we get, but I mean, the real star of this whole, like, there's two stars. There's two stars of all these chapters, and it's the character that we see right here on top of Ajani, and a character that we'll meet a little bit later.
I need to find like the spelling actually of the name too. For all intents and purposes, at this moment, this is Hawk Girl.
Not her actual name, but she is a queen. She is a bad bitch that handles fucking business. She is really cool. Probably my favorite character.
Yeah, I would say too.
100%.
I would say too.
Favorite character next to the other character that we'll meet. Like it was her and then the other girl that we're gonna meet a little bit later.
Yes.
So I do think that for the most part, like in terms of character, like those three are some of the ones. You'll meet another group later, but those are the three that I think I latched onto the most. Obviously, because Ajani's the main character. We see this girl here, and I'll pull up a panel of the other girl we meet in a bit. But already off the bat, you know, you're shown that they have like really crazy like abilities, that things are not what they they seem. And the artwork in this first chapter, especially in these first couple panels, is really, really sick. Can we credit the artist one more time? Because I just want to shout them out.
You mean the author?
The artist.
Yeah.
One more time, because in the first couple of panels especially, everything just looks really, really good.
Yeah, let me get that.
The eyeballs.
But yeah, it's so funny.
This character here, with the sort of like markings, a tattoo, like
Aranoma, I think her name is.
Pronunciation
is not our strong suit.
Is not either of our strong suit. It was fucking me up reading this. Cool ass names, but I just, you know, I can't read. Let's catch up on a super chat real quick. We have Spicy Kimchi, member for 33 months. Let's freaking go, dude. Happy Wednesday, Spicy Kimchi. We got Bucks Basement. You guys surprised that most of the reaction to OPLA Chopper is positive? There's a small corner that thinks he looks ugly. That thinks he looks ugly Sonic, which is dumb. Megan showed me a TikTok. We'll talk about it more, but like it was I hope we can maybe find it. If we can't, it's just Chopper running through the woods like he does in his backstory in Drum Island.
Oh my god, I could try to find it. I have it saved because it's
overlaid with like actual YouTube comments of people calling him ugly, just like they did in the story.
In the story, they're like, "Get him out of here! He's terrifying! He's a monster!" And it's just people like, and I kind of knew, obviously, in that reaction, people are gonna have like a reaction to my reaction because I was telling Josh, it's just so funny. Like, bro, if I could act like that, I would be getting my Oscar. Like, I would be a trained actress. I would be on stage. I would be behind it, you know, in front of a camera. Like, if I had those chops to fake what I faked, oh my god, do you think I'd be sitting right here?
No. You'd be on Broadway.
Bro, come on now. I wish I could act that good. But that's just not the case. I had a visceral reaction. But anyway.
Yeah, am I surprised that it was mostly positive? Not necessarily. Because it looked great. I mean, you know, he looks great. They did a great job. I think they stayed true to a lot of things. So, I guess what I'm not surprised that people's reaction was positive. I'm surprised, I guess, not even specifically like the One Piece show, because they've all, like, everybody on that team has been killing it, but just that A show in general, the A live action adaptation in general stayed that true and like you know executed it that well. Like, I'm more surprised by fucking Hollywood. You know what I mean? Yeah. That reaction was crazy, but let's not pretend Megan ain't goated enough to pull an Oscar. Test. Shout out Test.
That's funny.
All right.
Yeah, even that's so funny.
What?
Tess said, "You sure? Sounds like an appropriate name to me." You show the panel of her actually turning into a hawk. You're like, that's not really her name, though. It's
well, I'm just like, saying, like, don't
you know, everyone loves our nickname. You know, our nickname. Nicknames.
Our nickname shtick.
Oh my god, yeah, everyone loves our nickname shtick, bro.
Fucking tune in.
Okay, so we're chapter 1 still. Okay, so this is another ragtag group we meet.
Yeah, again, I don't want to go beat by beat. I just want to, I want to let people discover this for themselves.
No, of course. But this group was making me laugh until they didn't make me laugh, until they made me scared. But that's not in the first chapter. That's at the end of the third chapter. Right. These guys are just they're just a ragtag group of just funny individuals. Yeah, they were just making me laugh.
The synopsis, I don't think like mentioned this, but like,
well, I have a more like, I can kind of explain like the world building.
Yeah, okay.
So right here,
I just didn't know how much it was gonna like give away.
Right? No, now I know. So like the antagonist of the story, is that a spoiler? Like what's going on here?
No, I mean, this is the first couple pages. So
they're kind of like undercover for this like so-called social experiment, but it turns out the antagonist of the story is a young woman, the CEO of a giant tech company, which is leading a force in AI and cybernetic technology. This company is working together with various governments in the world to like kidnap citizens and exchange them with AI robots. So like they create a 1-for-1 copy of people.
And I think based on like what was told to us, they swap them out without the knowledge of like other people. So it's 20% of the population at this point. They've successfully like swapped out 20% of the population.
Which is wild.
Yeah.
Which is wild. Like that's one knows.
Cool, that's a really cool, I think, device.
Yeah.
And that's something that's one of those things that I was really a fan of.
Because, I mean, obviously, if they were just, like, killing people, you would know. Like, if 21% of the population was dead, like, okay, what happened? But it's like, if they're just being replaced.
And it's something that, at a certain point, like, I'm trying to be careful. I don't think it's a gigantic spoiler necessarily, because at some point this is going to come into play. But I'll say for me personally, like, it was something that I forgot about. So when it does come back into play, I was like, oh shit, that's right. Like, that makes sense. Like, I totally forgot about that. So it's just cool in that way.
Right.
And so really, these are the characters that we showed you at the beginning. And these are really the main characters you're going to be spending time with throughout these chapters. Again, I think that it's funny because there are some characters who get a lot more shine than others, and these are people who I'm even not 100% sure I know what's going on with them and like what their deal is. But again, for me personally, it was the girl here at the bottom and then Hawk Girl that we met up top, who are top two favorite characters of the entire
people are calling her Hawk to a girl. That's disrespectful, Siberia. That's disrespectful. I mean, she is a baddie, yes.
She is a baddie.
Yes.
What else? And art too. So we'll shift to story and art, then we'll get into like strengths and weaknesses. So story and art for you, Megan.
Okay, again, the story, there were like the devices that were used for like the power system, I guess. It's essentially like chakra, and aura.
Let me see if I can pull it.
Which I have seen a lot in different, a variety of stories. Just like I was talking about shonen and like task forces and training with task force and like, again, chosen one stuff. Like, I personally have read it enough to be like, oh, I think I'm kind of like not the biggest fan of this type of system, and like aura and like nen and like even hockey, and like there's just a lot of like similarities to that. It is a cool way for like this character specifically to like give a reason, like she's giving an explanation as to why she's able to do what she can do. So, I mean, those are all, I think, in order. So it goes as follows. Again, I'm not going to try to pronounce these, but here they are. And essentially, she said, I think Westerners call one of those meditation. And she's explaining it to them because, I mean, at this point, she's kind of done with her bullshit. She's like, y'all are useless if you don't know. You have no aura. You're at low aura. So explaining it here, I personally, like I just said, like, I'm not the biggest fan of that type of like power system, I guess. Obviously the main character has it too, and that's how he's able to do the things that he's able to do, which you see later. But this character is she's a G. She's kind of a
G, like a capital
shit.
G, bro. She's doing crazy shit.
She's doing
no shade
shit.
to Ajani, but Tommy, if you got a spin-off cooking with this character, then call me up, bro, because she is so sick. And I really like how she's introduced as a character who like has access to all these abilities and has trained, and we don't know where she's come from or like why she's so adept in these abilities. We do know that she's been training since she was a little girl,
and that she said even if you started training now,
mm-hmm.
it would take you 100 years to get to my level. I said, damn.
But I really do like how it is brought in. Chakras are something, again, I've seen, but I do feel like it's still something that can be done well, and it's
fresh. I mean, it's not its own system. It is in place, like already the chakras and things like that exist. So I do like that what is that word? Implementation.
Yeah,
implementation of that in this story. Jesus.
Yeah, but I think it's cool. I think it's really cool. I think it's cool to see what she's going to be able to do with it, and just like the different ways that it can be utilized.
Mm-hmm.
But,
and again, with the I do enjoy the character designs.
Me too.
There's some very unique character designs. Like Hawk Girl
sick.
Hawk Girl sick.
Big buff guy sick.
Sick.
Main character cool. He got some swag.
I do, and then like the teacher.
There's two guys. The teacher. There's two guys.
Oh my god.
In the group, bozos. But I think they're supposed to be bozos.
Bro.
Bozo time.
Oh my god. Yeah, I feel like we're gonna see. It's like, I don't know, maybe they're gonna get trained. Oh, this is like this so cool One Piece.
This is a cool panel right here. It was also kind of giving me a bit of like Full Metal. You know what I'm saying?
I got One Piece with a smile. Like she says, like she's talking about like, yeah, there's like entities in this world whose powers even exceed my wildest expectations. So these are like the big dogs. These are like the the top bosses. The bosses.
This is a fantastic panel.
No, I think so too. I think so too.
How the composition is, but also like the art, like they popped off right here. Did we ever get the artist's name? Did you ever say?
No, I'm getting that as we speak,
because they slayed.
They slayed with this one.
They slayed right here.
But yeah, I mean, again, like the character designs are great. You guys can read it for yourself. There are like a couple things that I didn't necessarily like. There were some things that were kind of like hard to follow in terms of like the action, but there were other things that were great. I mean, I think this whole chapter did a really good job with the action, like towards the end and everything like that.
Yeah, so I think story, character art, we've already gone through character art. Story, I think for the most part I enjoyed it for the most part. I think that there was a hat on a hat a couple times. And I would say that, like, you want your first volume of a manga, you want it to, you know, explain the world and like get the reader hooked into what's going on and make them understand kind of you know, what the story is going to be and what the main character, you know, who they are and what their goal is. But I think there was way too much information in the first couple chapters, and I feel like the story progressed a little too quickly. Like you said, like, I wish I spent more time with Ajani in like regular conversation with himself, with Hawk Girl, with any of the other characters, because it would have just made him feel more human. Yeah, and I think
it moved so quick, and I understand. I completely get why you'd want to move quick, because there's a lot of information to get through, and they're already like setting up by the time chapter 3 ends, or chapter 4 begins, I should say, like an ambush of sorts, and they're getting right into it. But like I said, with like the chakra explanation and the whole AI explanation, and then also like aura and these other characters and what they mean, it's like it was just a lot of information at once.
And there are definitely things that are purposefully left a mystery, and that's what I really enjoyed about it as well. But I do think from a story perspective, and even the direction that it's going, like, it has a lot going forward. I like the 20% of the human population being swapped out for these like perfect, you know, replicas of these people. I like the chakras. I like the backstory because I felt like that was like the first time where I'm really getting to know this character like on a deeper level. And so it's got a lot of those moments. I think that it is, to echo kind of what Megan said, at times, you know, either there's a hat on a hat, or it is maybe sort of like trying to do too much at once. But it you know, it does get there, and where this chapter, or like where, as of this recording, the most recent chapter has left off, there is a lot of intrigue and potential for where it can go, like, in the future.
I mean, it's, again, like I as I was reading, and even in the last you know, chapter, the 7th chapter, it was just like, oh wow, like, I did not expect this. Like, I did not expect this to be like an addition, and it makes me wonder, like, again, what else is possible in the world if that is real? Mm-hmm. You know, if it's not just a imaginary friend, like if it is an actual, real, bona fide. I'm not going to give it away. Because it's a spoiler. Right, I was building it up so they go on the edge of their seats. You know what?
You're
anyway.
You're really selling it.
Why are you so rude?
So strengths and weaknesses, I think that we've kind of already tied it a little bit into that too. I think the strength for me was definitely a lot of these like plot hooks. The strengths were a couple of the characters. I wouldn't say like all of the characters. And I think like the intrigue and the possibilities of things that like it's setting up, especially with the antagonist, because we don't really meet them until a little bit later. And when we do meet them, we see this like very like very soft side of them, which again was something I was probably the biggest fan of, that because it left me curious as to like what their whole thing, like, are they really bad?
No, I think that
they were in a room with fucking,
I mean, you could, it's fine.
They were in a room with
We're allowed to show more panels of the other chapters.
Okay. They were in a room with a bunch of children, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. Like, and these children, like, I wouldn't say that they're like they don't think of her like a motherly figure, but like they do like her and love her. And
do you think those are all the children that like their parents got blipped
or like swapped out? Maybe.
And she's like, I'll do it to adults, but not kids.
I don't know, dude.
That would be crazy. I think it's chapter...
It's like maybe like 4 or 5.
I think it's 5.
All right, let me see. But yeah, dude, that was...
Or maybe not.
That was really, really, really interesting.
No, I think it's 4. Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah. Again, there's some really cool technology in here too. Like even as you get into like a little bit
that
deeper,
made me
like
laugh.
this shit actually did make me laugh.
That made me laugh. I was like, whoa, because at first it's like eggs. Like they're like eggs falling, and then it's like, oh no, a chick bomb, bitch. Like they drop and they crack, and then they're fucking hatching fucking turrets. Well, not turrets. What do you call that? Fucking.
They just got little guns in their mouths, dude. It's hilarious.
Crazy.
Okay, so you said maybe chapter 4.
Yeah.
I do want to show this because this shit, I was like, what the fuck? This shit was crazy, bro. Because again, I don't truly know what her deal is.
No, my gosh.
I was wrong.
I'm sorry. It's not okay. It's 6, maybe.
L's in the chat. I'm just kidding.
Give Megan an L in the chat is fucking diabolical. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, here it is.
This shit looked like some Powerpuff Girl. I don't know, Teen Titans shit right here.
I liked that it wasn't afraid to like lean into this like sort of like, you know, kind of wacky, and I think that's where the One Piece influence comes in for sure.
Oh,
like,
definitely.
A little bit of the wackiness, you know what I mean? Like in this being their actual headquarters, but we see this like antagonist in a room of kids, and the kids fucking love her.
They love her.
The reason I said that she's not really like their motherly figures, because they're talking about like these drawings that they want to give their parents when they see their parents. Like,
they're definitely the kid. They're definitely orphans.
They're orphans because they're kids. Look at that. They're on clouds in heaven. You know what I mean? Like, this is some real dark shit right here, bro.
This is the party that we'll throw with our parents again. Oh, thank you so much. You're never seeing your fucking parents again. But they love her. They said, let's go.
They said,
let's go.
And it's crazy because she's the one that's supposed to be this, like, really, you know, terrible person.
Yeah.
But according to Hawk Girl, who's a double agent.
I think that it's like probably the situation where like I believe that I'm doing good for humanity because humanity's ruining humanity.
Well, yeah, that's like a classic scientist kind of.
But I like that. That's what I'm thinking. I like that too in a story because it's more complex because you're like, damn, like they are doing bad shit, but like, I don't know. It's like 20% of the population. Is it all bad people?
Right.
You know,
it could be. That's something else that we could find out.
This was wild.
Oh my god. Okay, spoilers, bro. That shit was. Okay, don't look at that. That shit was crazy.
Bro's homie?
That shit was crazy.
No, I know.
That was the one moment throughout all the chapters took my ass out.
No, that's why I was like, oh, it's real. Like, again, wild. But...
Yeah, I would say, because that's strengths, right? I think, to me, again, the weakness was just not getting enough character from the characters.
And the main character.
Okay.
I would say the main character. I would say everything that you said, I'm like, again, expressing because I was feeling that and it felt like it felt like an anime like fan, like if an anime, it kind of, not Kazuma. Not even really what's his name. Like, it's like an isekai type of situation. Like, he's in the real world, but he's being brought to this whole new reality.
Right.
Of, like, you're the chosen one. Like, you are here to save us. Like, it was kind of getting to his head a little bit. But I think in that last chapter, when something does happen with his friend, he goes like, oh, fuck, there are stakes. There are stakes because he is acting in the couple first chapters like he's untouchable. I mean, he's learning this new power and he feels great.
Oh yeah, where is that? It's in like 5 or 6.
And he's just like, wow, like it really does taking like being free just to feel alive. Like I want to live now. And his homies come and he's showing them his new ability and like he is really acting like a superhero and saying like you're like I am untouchable, there's nothing you can do about it. And even at the point where Hawkgirl's like, hey, we're gonna go infiltrate this like base and like and he's like, oh, I'm gonna do it by myself, and like there's gonna be 200 men there, like you're not gonna why are you acting so cocky, like there's no way you're gonna. And I think that maybe like to a point of giving him like a little bit of limitations after this point, like will make him feel.
But I really hope that moment was that moment for him, and I'm curious to see how that kind of unfolds, and where it left off, because I have it pulled up here in the past. I might have to go back. Let's see. Let's go to chapter. Chapters right here. Might have to go to the newest chapter. chapter 7, we do get a bit of his past. And so that's where I'm hoping, like,
yes,
we do get that character from him. We do get that connection from him because he is the main character and I should be caring about him the most. But I think Hawk Girl and the other girl I care about personally more.
I mean, maybe that's by design.
And maybe that is by design.
Maybe that's by design. And I'm briefly just going to read this too because let's see right here. So yeah, if we didn't mention it, like this, it's blending like African folklore with contemporary like media, I guess, and mythology, like African mythology. So we didn't mention that before.
Definitely.
Hawk Girl Tua? No, it's not Hawk Tua Girl. Let that shit go. Let that shit die.
I know.
Okay, that is so. Oh wait, did you show? Oh, you showed her? Oh, that's my other favorite character.
Oh, Lilith is your other favorite character?
I was not expecting.
I mean, I showed briefly.
I was not expecting a goth guardian angel. Like, come on now.
Come on now. Now I know people were on the fence till they saw this character. And
no.
Click. Click.
Got him. I love her.
But this is what I really like about it. This not really being super explained, at least in this chapter.
No, and it's just like, what? Oh, this is real? Like, this is a real thing. Like, this is a real thing within this world. Like, you're like, is it a imaginary friend or do angels really exist? Like,
right.
It was like, oh, Uta is there?
Uta is there.
Oh my gosh.
But, yeah, so who would you recommend this to and how would you sell it?
I mean, it reminds me, like I said, it's kind of like, I thought of like Hunter immediately when like they started getting into the aura talk. Does that ever, do you agree with that, or am I just like tripping?
I guess,
I don't know.
To a degree, but I mean, I think it's a little bit more straightforward than Nen. It might end up being expanded on.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I don't really know.
Because Nen had the whole, they had the whole.
Recommend it if you like government conspiracy shonen.
Yeah, definitely. If you're a shonen fan, for sure, I would say government conspiracy. Yeah,
because I mean that's exactly what's happening. Like
definitely some espionage. You know what I mean? Some Shama. It's a character I'm working on.
Oh yeah, we have like a character.
Okay, well this is too. I wasn't expecting you to explain the whole thing.
We have like a character that's really funny, and he like it's like a YouTuber that we came up with who like deep dives into.
He does deep dives.
He does deep dives into like various like topics, like like movies or anything, and we'll just like it's an inside joke where like we'll be watching something, and it'll be like so in depth, and it'll be like, so the red symbolizes what could have been in the time if blood ran through his veins, but blood is actually blue. So therefore, and it's just like he's explaining things. It's just funny to us. I don't know why.
I mean, it is funny.
I don't know why. But you know what's crazy? It actually brings out like the most like philosophical.
Out of me, it's garbage. Out of you,
I actually
tap into something.
I tap into something, and I can only do it in that voice. So.
But I would definitely recommend it to the same group of people who are fans of shonen. And also, I think that it's important to support, artists who are, again, independent creators to help them, reach a wider audience, to help them grow. And providing them with feedback, things that things that you really liked about it, things that might have not clicked with you, so that artist can continue to grow, because it's so hard, I think, for obviously people are covering Shonen Jump, and they're covering Jump Plus and all these stories.
Oh yeah, like big the big boys,
the big
boys, getting them out there
in any. I guess in any category, you know what I mean? Like to rise up above the big dogs, you know what I mean? To get your voice out there. So I would also recommend it to anybody who's looking to support somebody who isn't one of the big guys, and to get into something at a very like early stage, because it's a very professionally put together website. I really like a lot of like how they're offering it with the chapters and the memberships and things like that. And if you just like to jump in and give some constructive criticism, give some of your own thoughts, feedback, things that you like, things that you didn't like, I'm sure the creator would appreciate it. And we're just like honored that we get the opportunity to shine a light on this story and to bring it to you guys.
To raise it up.
So we're also very curious on the comments on the actual website or on the comments of this live. Like, if you do decide to check out the first 3 chapters, which you can do for free by clicking the link in the description below, let us know your thoughts in the comments in our Discord or on the actual website, because that's where I'm
going to link that again as well.
Are gonna see it. But yeah, any other final thoughts or anything that you would like to add, Megan?
I don't think so. I again I mean, to bounce off of everything that you just said, and I think it is important, because, we love all types of media, and, who knows if maybe one day we're like, let's me and you write a manga.
I would love that.
Oh God, you open the floodgates. Not a book.
I would also love that.
Not a light novel.
I wouldn't like that.
Why? It's the same thing as a book.
No, it's not. Trust me, it's not.
How is it not? Is there words on a page?
There are.
Is it binded with paper and ink?
There are.
Do they have chapters?
Maybe some do, maybe some don't. I think most of them do, though.
You're so annoying. A light novel's not a book. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying that they're not the same thing. Like, a light novel's a light novel and a book is a book. Period. Why are they different? Why are there different words for it? Would you call Game of Thrones a light novel? No, I call it a heavy novel. Because that shit is heavy.
Okay. Damn.
Go ahead. Finish your thought.
I lost it.
Well, that's your fault, isn't it?
You took it. You. Anyway, it's just about, supporting independent people who decide to bring something into the world themselves, and I lost it. Yeah, you said it better than I did. You got me all fucked up about the light novels. Damn.
So again, that's Jinrui no Heart by Tommy. What was Tommy's last name? Tommy Lee. Shout out Tommy Lee, who was in the chat earlier. Support Tommy. Let's get a Tommy. And again, this is a W community, and I know you guys are going to be. Very, very, very invaluable to Tommy and his future as a storyteller. All right.
Okay.
And James, where's Wendigo at? Where's it at?
Damn.
Where's it at? James, I've been waiting for that.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
So we're going to jump now and kind of transition a bit into our. Do you have any life updates or anything that you want to give? Anything that you?
I got a haircut.
Yeah. Oh, you okay?
I cut my own hair. If you can't tell, I'm sure you can.
I'm sure you can't. That's a compliment. Take a compliment.
Stop. Smile more.
Smile.
Come on, smile more. Yeah. I cut my own bangs. They kind of look a little bad, and then I cut my hair because it was getting a little too long and not great. So yeah, I was gonna grow out my bangs, and then I was like, I want to cut them again, but I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? Does it look like shit?
Let's make a poll. Does Megan's hair
look like shit? Yes or no?
Yes or no?
I begin 10K steps every day. I've started. Okay,
that's a real applause. The other one was a sarcastic applause.
I started. I think today was maybe the 5th day. Again, not a big deal. I haven't done it for more than a week, but I am trying to get 10K steps a day, and it's a lot harder than you fucking think if you don't have a fucking treadmill. Okay, I take Tony to a dog park that is near me, and it is about a 36-minute walk. So by the time I go and then I do a couple laps around the dog park, actually a lot of laps around the dog park to get the 10K, and then I walk all the way back, and that's when I hit it. So it is a lot harder than than it sounds, because you're like, oh, I just fucking walk. No, like you have to actively try to do that shit. I do want to get a walking pad at some point, or a gym membership. Walking pad will probably be cheaper than a gym membership, but I would just use the treadmill, honestly. But I'm just working at it. It's actually crazy how much better you do feel when you do get physical activity as a human being.
Oh yeah.
It's absolutely insane. Like you're I stopped for a little bit because life got caught up to me. And you just like, okay, I'll get back to it. And then I just started feeling like, for stress and life stuff, but I just started feeling like worse and worse and worse. Like my mental state about like, not only the way I looked, but just like in general, how I felt, like how my body felt, like what I was doing. And then like, I kind of put, that on the forefront recently, and I've just started to feel like better mentally, and like, I just feel like lighter, and I'm not like, my diet isn't like super strict, but I am eating like better than I was. Like I was just like binge eating from stress and stuff, and I just feel like it just feels good. It feels good. I feel good.
That's good.
That's all. That's all I want to say.
Good, dude.
That's all I wanted to say. And Tony's getting exercise too, which makes me feel happy. That he gets to go out and about and just go on a journey with me. I do feel like that. I don't know. I don't want to overwalk him. But yeah, that's pretty much all.
That's your life update?
Yeah, I'm just, summer's here already, and I'm just not ready for like bathing suit time. But maybe, who knows? Maybe in a couple weeks I might be.
I think that's pretty damn impressive, Megan. And I for one am proud of you. Getting out there and putting some work in.
Do you have like a step counter on your phone?
I don't know.
Why was that fucking response? I'm just asking you.
No,
a question.
I don't know.
You should look into it, because
I don't really care.
You're not even letting me finish.
I'm sorry.
I'm not telling you to be like, I'm curious because of your part-time job, how much you're walking. Is that a crime?
No, it's not a crime. You want me to check? You want to see if I have one?
I don't know. I guess that was a crazy thing to ask.
Come on.
You said, don't care, don't give a fuck. Actually, why the fuck would I care about that?
Do androids...
Oh, Tommy Lee. Just caught up with the review. Thank you so much. I had a lot of fun and found your feedback valuable too. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you,
Let me say something, Tommy. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to share your story. Like I said, there was a lot in there that I really enjoyed. A lot that I think has so much incredible potential. And I am curious to see like how those things end up. It takes so much dedication, so much hard work to make a manga, and you fucking did it, my guy. You did it. Like, this is your story and you are telling it. And I think that deserves a round of applause. Again, I hope any and all, criticism is constructive, because you did something that so many people wish to be able to do.
Or no, just talk about it.
Or just talk about doing it.
I want to write a manga. Oh, I want to do this. Like, that's the first step.
You did it. So thank you for giving us the opportunity to share that, to talk about that. I want everything we say to be encouraging. I hope that it is, because there was a lot there that I really did enjoy, and that I really do want to see. I'm curious to see how it unfolds. So shout out again to you, Tommy. You're the GOAT, my guy. You're the GOAT. I have a.
I don't have a soundboard.
Megan, I know, dude. Stop. You always bring it up. Everybody knows. Everybody remembers.
Because I wish it. Yeah, remember? Remember when making it a soundboard?
Okay, does Android have a built-in what is it? Step counter? Step counter.
Because Apple has the health one.
Counter. Yes, Android does have a built-in step counter. Through Google apps like Google Fit, Samsung Health. Okay, do I have Google Fit? Hold on, we're doing this live, dude. We're doing this live.
Well, I don't know if you don't have it, then it probably wouldn't have.
Google Fit. Okay, I don't have that. Samsung Health. Like if I don't have it activated, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't think it would have been tracking if you didn't have it like downloaded.
Samsung Health. Balance rest and activity. Track your energy. Get personalized insight. Okay, this is it right here. Share your health data. Should I start? What do you guys think?
Yes, I'm curious to see because, like, I remember when. I mean, obviously, I was a lot younger than I am now, which is kind of weird because I still like. I was gonna make a joke and then I flubbed it. I was gonna say like, oh, it's weird how. So there's like a joke. It's like it's weird how like people born, like there's. How do I explain it? I was gonna say I'm a lot younger than I was then, but I'm still the same age as I was then, so that's why it's weird. Like I'm still 21. Anyway,
sorry. I'm setting it up.
It's okay. No, I'm not. I was like 21 and I was working at Soup Plantation, RIP Soup Plantation. It's now like super fresh or some shit. Okay, let's.
I already took 5 steps right now. Oh, to 14. 15, 16. Sorry. I know someone out there.
Wait, do that again?
Stop.
No, do it again.
This is a family show.
What? I want to see how you get your steps in. Do it.
Freak. You freak.
This is a sponsored video.
Freak, dude.
Shut up.
No, honestly, I'm proud of you because you were talking about. I don't know if you remember. You were talking way back at the beginning of the year about one.
I was talking about subdivision. And I was talking about how many steps I would take a day when you're working a fucking job, and you don't realize how many steps you're taking in a day when you're working a full ass job. Like when you're probably working at a restaurant, you're taking a lot of fucking steps all day, every day. So when I got my office job years ago, when I worked in sitting down for 2 years, like that shit was.
You felt it took a toll on your body.
It did take a toll on my body. Damn. So I was gonna say. I used to get an average of 20K steps at my shift at my old job, Paladin said. Mm-hmm.
Paladin? I have mine set up now, so I'll be able to tell you'll be able to see how much I walk around all day. And then maybe I'll finally get some fucking respect around here. What was I gonna put?
No, you won't after. No, you won't.
I won't.
No, that's why I'm laughing, because you think that you're gonna get respect.
All right, guys.
That's why it's funny to me.
Guys, I have to talk about something, okay?
Oh, my God. Okay, so let me put a timer on because...
Oh, brother.
We could only...
I know. Not everybody cares. And I get it. But I just, please, for me, if you care about me, then just humor me for a moment. This is going to be about Doctor Who, and there are going to be some Doctor Who spoilers. A lot of Doctor Who spoilers for the most recent season and its finale. Now, does this, if you haven't watched the show and you're planning on watching the show later, does it really affect things? I don't think so, because...
I mean, you'll have it in mind, which kind of does affect things.
It might allow you to brace for it a little bit more, and when it does happen, you won't be as upset about it. So I'm just giving you a warning. Doctor Who spoilers in 3. Major. Doctor Who spoilers in 3.
Major.
2, 1. The night of Tadam was also the night that we watched.
The night.
Yeah, it was the night. Tonight was that night. Oh, and speaking of, like, that was like Tonight's the Night, Dexter. They came out with a Dexter Resurrections trailer, too. And you know what? We're going to talk a little bit more about the entertainment that we care about on Community Lives. It's not always going to be anime and manga related, although it'll be, that's where it'll be, focused.
I mean, yeah, and we just a little peek behind the V1 curtain, okay?
Other things that we enjoy.
We've been talking about not necessarily rebranding, but making other types of videos. So whether that be a video where we talk about a movie we just watched, or a television show, or something of that nature.
Yeah, not.
I wanted to just. That's just a thought. I mean, we're obviously going to talk about anime manga, but we used to do this thing. We used to do this thing back in the day called a Volume 1 Extra. For those who know, for those who've been here, it used to be a time where we used to sit down and record. And we used to talk about movies and television and video games. But now we don't do that anymore. And we miss talking about things that we like besides anime and manga because we do consume a lot of television and movies. And we do have thoughts on them just like we do anime and manga. So, we just thought it'd be funny. I mean, not funny. We just thought it'd be cool to start that up again. Not Volume 1 issues, but just regular television shows.
Anyway, yikes. Gonna talk about Doctor Who now. Damn. Jesus Christ.
Bruh.
From time to time, yes, we're going to talk a little bit about entertainment. It's something we've always done, but damn, now I might, decide to make a Doctor Who video, and you have to watch it. You're obligated to watch it.
Take the camera away from me.
Just kidding. You don't have to watch it. No, Megan, I want the camera on both of us.
No!
I need your perspective, too.
I just need a moment.
Oh, okay. I've told you guys how much this show means to me. Doctor Who is a show that has been there for me in good times and in bad times. And I genuinely believe that Doctor Who has made me a better person. I am a better person for having watched this show. The 15th Doctor, Ncuti Gatwa, is no longer the Doctor. In the recent finale, the season 2 finale, he regenerated, and boy did he regenerate. This happens with every Doctor. Obviously, if you're not familiar with the show, Doctors regenerate. That's what happens.
You can change it back now.
Okay. But it was after such a short amount of time. He was only really coming into the role. I feel like the second season was really like giving him the space to really like make the Doctor like his own, and I think he was really doing that. He is a super talented actor, and he was killing it. He was crushing it. However, because of some things that have been happening behind the scenes with Disney being the producers of these 2 seasons, the future of this specific like iteration of Doctor Who was unclear. So rather than keep this actor around waiting, they decided to regenerate him. And this is also, I think, at the expense, and the reason, well, it's at the expense of the story. The story suffered for it because I think there were plans for season 3 that they were not able to execute. So they spent a very long time setting those things up and then had to do reshoots, which ended up, in my opinion at least, they were very obvious reshoots, things that were very clear that had been shot way later, and really forced the story to be wrapped up in a unorganic, uninteresting, and actually counter sort of message to the entire, I guess, both of the most recent series. And it wrapped up like not well. Which is a shame because these 2 seasons have had some standout episodes, more good than bad. There have been more solid episodes than bad episodes. Just the overarching episodes, or the overarching plot, I should say, has not been the best. So Ncuti regenerated. Big whoop. Happens all the time.
I mean, it happened too quickly, but
however, who he regenerated into, that
was a shock.
A shock is definitely one way to put it. Billie Piper formerly known as Rose Tyler, has regenerated into the Doctor.
Wow.
Absolutely insane. Now, not to bore
Diabolical
people who aren't fans of the show, but there is a logical explanation for this in universe, which is that, you know, given her first season with Eccleston and the whole Bad Wolf storyline, it would make sense in the way that the Doctor regenerated, putting all his regeneration energy into the TARDIS. It would make sense for him to regenerate with the appearance of Billie Piper. It can make sense. Have actors been in Doctor Who before and then played the Doctor? Absolutely. Peter Capaldi, great example of that. Amy Pond, in it before. Was it Karen Gillan? Was in it before? Played a companion. I mean, it's happened with previous Doctors in the original Doctor Who era 2 or series 2. But has a companion ever become the Doctor? And are we repeating the beat of David Tennant coming back? Do I think that this is going to be long term? No. Am I open to it? Yes. The Doctor Who fandom is in shambles, okay? The Doctor Who fandom is giving Star Wars fandom energy. A lot of hate, a lot of just like negativity. I
think it's confusion. I mean, hate is, I think, a strong...
I see a lot of hate. And Reddit, can I take out a beef with Reddit, dude? I got off Reddit. I got off Twitter, rather.
No, not Reddit. But Reddit is equally toxic. I don't know what
it's just the way
you're in.
Well, and you know, it is the subreddits that you're in. Guys, please tell me I'm not fucking crazy. Certain subreddits that you choose to be in have really nice communities, like really good communities, supportive communities. And so I thought, I'm gonna get off Twitter because it's toxic. I'm gonna move over to Reddit, and I get to choose which communities I want to be in, because then I can determine, you know, what's coming across my feed. What I've noticed more on this app than any other app, because I know they all do it to different degrees, but this shit does it more. On my internet search history, like if I'm searching a bunch of stuff up online, for example, I've been looking into that. There's a Full Metal Alchemist board game, right? And it's got pretty good reviews. It looks really cool. And there's not a lot online about it. So I'll Google it and I'll like YouTube it. But I won't go on Reddit. I'm just like looking everywhere else. Anyway, all of a sudden now on Reddit, I'm like the fucking Full Metal Alchemist posts are coming up in my feed. You know what I mean? Things like that.
Okay.
It's just very transparent. Even if I linger on a post for too long, for example, this has happened where I got off Twitter because like there was a lot of political shit that I just didn't want to see. But because they kind of throw it into my Reddit feed, sometimes a headline will catch my eye and I will slow down my scroll to read it. And then I'll keep, scrolling. Or God forbid I fucking click on it. God forbid I click on it, because then the next 10 posts are that. They're like, oh, we noticed that you slowed down, that you looked at this, so we're going to give you more of these. We noticed that you clicked on this, so we're going to give you more of these. To the point where, like, the fucking subreddits that I'm subscribed to and following are coming up less than the ones that they're feeding me. I got off Twitter because I felt like I was being fed. And now I feel like I'm being fed even more. Point is, because you're talking about circles that I run in, there's some good Doctor Who stuff.
Right.
Out there. There's some people who just, want to have some conversation, want to talk. It was happening a lot with The Last of Us too. I had seen one Last of Us season 2 post from this subreddit called Last of Us 2 or something like that. And it was one post and they were making fun of what's her name for being cast as Ellie.
Oh, right.
And I clicked on it and obviously they took a screenshot, like the worst screenshot, and they put it up against the video thing, whatever. And I was just like reading some of the comments on it. And then for the next month, it was all like just hate posts from this one subreddit. And I was like, bro, this is not why I'm here. Anyway, same thing's happening with Doctor Who now. And I'm just seeing like a bunch of hate shit. And I guarantee you, if I open up my feed right now, it'll all be Doctor Who shit. And that's not why I want to hear what other people are saying. I want to hear what other people are thinking. I don't want just like people, if you don't like it, you don't like it. Cool, whatever, fine.
Yeah, but move on.
There's a lot of like hate. And it does feel like the Star Wars fandom right now. Do I like on paper, okay, let me be more clear. Do I like how this second season ended? Not at all, actually. I think it was actually really bad.
Oh.
Do I think that Billie Piper, the Doctor regenerating into Billie Piper, do I think that's bad? I'm a little like, I'm on the fence about it. I'm open to it. I'm open to see where it's going to go. I think it can be really cool. I'm excited to see where it's going to get taken. However, I do think that there was like a character assassination of Belinda Chandra in the second season that I just like felt like I was, held hostage and forced to watch. But I still love Doctor Who. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. It's my comfort show. And I am curious, and I love Billie Piper, and I'm curious to see, like, I think she's going to come back in the same way David came back for a special. I really don't think she's going to be a permanent Doctor, and if she is, I'm open to it. I am open to it. But it's just a shame that like season 1 and season 2 both ended terribly with like some of the best Doctor Who episodes of the fucking reboot scattered throughout. You know what I mean? And so that's what makes it really tough to talk about. But my feed has been blown up with this shit. And yeah, I know that there are a couple Whovians in the V1 community. Not a lot, a couple. And so I just wanted to, I remember during the To Dumb stream that people were saying like, good luck when you watch it, like strap in, buckle up.
Yeah. I, as a new fan of the show, I didn't like the first season with Shooty.
Oh, damn.
Not that I didn't like it, but it was just the Ruby Sunday show, which I kind of thought was confusing because not that I'd seen any other. I've seen like it out of order. I haven't seen a full season. Like I haven't seen a full David season.
I've shown you some of my favorite episodes.
Yeah, I haven't seen a full like any of the Doctor's full seasons, so I can't speak on behalf of like feeling like that's kind of. Like, it feels like I don't really know the Doctor. Like, I know at this point you probably should know the fucking Doctor, but this is such a different... These are such different circumstances because of the bi-generation. Like, I wanted it to feel different. And in some ways it did, but in a lot of ways that weren't good. And Ruby's whole storyline was just not good. I just didn't enjoy it. I liked Ruby in the second season more because she wasn't as involved, but it wasn't about her backstory at that point. It was just her being a character, which I enjoyed more. I think that whole storyline could have been wrapped up in a couple episodes. It did not need to go throughout the whole season because it just felt like, we're focusing more on Ruby and the reveal of what actually was, because I'm a theorizer, so I'm like, oh my god, like her parents probably gonna be a fucking alien, like she's gonna be half like Time Lord or something crazy.
Well, there was a scene in season 1 where he takes like a DNA scan of her and it's inconclusive, like
yes.
And so that kind of like fed into the theory of like...
And I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like the first time to have like a companion who is otherworldly. What does that mean for the show? And what does that mean for like the continuing plot lines and what's going to like the potential of what could be in Doctor Who? Like an alien fucking companion would be fucking awesome.
And I talked to you about that too. I think it was like... That has potential to be interesting. I do think the companion, historically, I guess, has been the anchor, has been the sort of like audience's representation, right? A voice for the audience, so that things can be explained. And but again, if someone is from a different world and they go to a world that's not their world, the Doctor's still gonna have to explain it. Like we talked about how like it could work. And maybe why it wasn't going to be that. But at least it would have been better than I think what we got. Like, it's just kind of been a mess. It's been a mess, unfortunately.
Yeah. And even the Chandra, like, I did like her as a companion also. I think more than Ruby. But I at first I really did. And then it just kind of became like her whole goal of like wanting to get home, and like I thought that was going to be like a huge thing where like they finally have a heartfelt goodbye when it finally does come to that. But like I know expectations are what kills anything for anything if you just have them too high or like it doesn't go the way you want. because it was more of like a tragic end to like their travels, and to the Doctor. I mean, for getting that glimpse of like hope and like wish that he hasn't had in a really long time, which was cool to see too. I mean, sad to see as fuck, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, to start off with David coming back was wild. Loved all of that. Loved all that Donna stuff. And so excited for Shooty, By Generation, amazing. And then it just kind of like, of course there were episodes that I really did enjoy, but I don't know. I felt like he is just gone way too soon. I know him, but I don't. And I feel like the companions were really at the forefront of the stories that were happening. And I just wish that wasn't the case. I mean,
but again, that's happened before and it's worked. Like I think that Amy and Rory were like, and Rose. I mean, there have been times where they've been like more at the forefront. Like the story has been about them. Like especially with Amy and Rory and River and all that shit.
Then why do you think it feels this way?
To me, because they were building up to something that like never paid off. Like they talked about like bringing in Susan, which was the OG, the granddaughter of the like Hartnell Doctor, for flashes in that one episode, like grandfather, come back, and then never addressing it again. Apparently, there were plans for that character that they just couldn't do because of the future of the show. Or maybe they did, but then they had to redo because of the uncertainty of the future of the show. Again, even like, bro, like there's a lot of people even saying like, isn't it weird how like, yes, that is Belinda's like daughter now technically, but like it wasn't. And like she didn't like, it's giving, it's kind of like the more you sit with it, the more you think about it, it's just weird. It's coming across like weird. Like this she had so much agency, and not that like being a mom is like a fucking superhero job. But
she's like, to make her also a single mom. Also, but was she? Because she mentioned her. Yeah, but they had a situation where like they had shared custody. Like he wasn't like, right. It was just like, yeah, this guy like in her, like he changed the course of her life.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that crazy? Like he changed like everything in her life. Like, but it happened like the timey-wimey shit. Like that's always been her life, but like it wasn't.
But it wasn't. And that's the crazy.
And then like, her dad, I've told you about her dad. It's
but
like,
in the finale, they imply like, oh, but it was though, actually, the whole time, like the life that the timeline that the Doctor restored was the actual real timeline. But like, there was nothing about
but Ruby was saying that it's not. Like,
Exactly. She
was the only one that's like, this is not correct.
Well, no, but that's like, was incorrect was like Poppy not existing. Like, that was what was incorrect. So when he brought back Poppy, that was correct. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, I guess.
But it just feels fucking weird. And it feels like a retcon, and it feels like something thrown in at the very end. Point is, it was not good.
Yeah. Which is a kind of a bummer. But I didn't watch any of the Jodie run at all. I did really feel bad for her and other people working on the show. At that time, because obviously people are so excited for a woman doctor, like that was such a big deal. Like that's amazing. Just like Shooty, being the first. I don't know where he's from actually, like what his origin is, but like a person of color,
Rwanda?
like just, I think Rwanda.
I think so.
A person of color, like big, like fucking awesome. But a woman doctor, like it's so funny because it's like, yeah, why hasn't that been done before? Like if they can turn into anyone, like they can be anyone. The Doctor is literally they them, oh, like literally. So it's like, damn, like I wish that was a better written season because she's awesome. Like she really is. Like even in that scene, I didn't watch any of her run at all, and I'm new to Doctor Who, but like even that scene at the end, again spoilers, when she kind of comes back for a brief instance, like I just felt like, damn, like this was a really nice way of like giving her the tip of the hat that she deserves, because I remember you talking about her regeneration and it being kind of like random and like super rushed and like super like not given the time that some doctors are given, and it was just nice to see her again, and she just felt so like she was just endearing, like immediately, like her energy was so bright and fun, like the doctor should be, and I just wish that it was different for her, you know?
Yeah.
I just wish it was different for her. And I thought, you know, there was a moment where I was like, oh my God, like this is how they're going to regenerate. Like Shooty's going to regenerate back into Jody because he's like, another one. Round two. But who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Again, I'm open to the whole, I'm open to the Billie Piper stuff. I really, really am, and I'm gonna continue watching Doctor Who. And I'm really curious and anxious to see where it goes. I just think that it's a shame that like the finales of both seasons were extremely underwhelming, and even more so that the second season was, you know, suffered like reshoots and production.
I just wish he got one more season.
Well, that was the plan. It was going to be 3.
Yeah, it should have. That was the plan. It should have been 3.
Because apparently, and I don't know, a lot of it's speculation, but whatever. Apparently, the idea was the contract that was signed was like 2 for the possibility of 3. Russell, I heard, I guess, that he was convinced that there was no way that they weren't going to want a 3rd season, so kind of like planned for that. And then when whatever happened, which again, a lot of that tariff stuff that we were talking about too was a huge curveball. And I'm sure there's a lot of things that are like uncertain. And a lot of businesses aren't wanting to take risks.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, yeah, it's crazy how like all of the stuff that's happening like politically and stuff like can really, really affect like these things and how far out they can affect them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean things happen all the time. They have to pivot and change things, and I mean that's a pain in the ass. But I mean he was great. Like I mean it was like I don't know. I was asking you like top like 3 doctors. Like does he make it? I'm gonna go to the restroom really quick.
I mean top 3, no, but you know there was a point where you know he was up there. You know what I mean? Like he was up there to be. You know, potentially, like he could have, because you know, in my mind, obviously, it's Matt, David, Capaldi, Peter. But you know, given another season, who knows? And not in that order. I think it's for me, it's probably David, Matt, Capaldi. But yeah, I don't know. Just kind of a bummer, dude. Kind of a bummer. Even though, again, there's some of the best episodes of Doctor Who in a long time sprinkled throughout these 2 seasons. And if you're just looking for some fun sci-fi, I think it's still a great show. I just am telling you not to get invested in the overarching story, which is like a bummer because there are things teased like, oh, whoa, who's this character? How are they able to break the 4th wall? Like, what is their whole thing? And you're just never going to find out. Or you're going to find out and it's going to be completely underwhelming because it's going to get resolved in like the first 10 minutes of that'd be great. First 10 minutes of an episode. Anyway, as a Doctor Who fan, I'm so torn. You know, I'm so torn. I'm excited about the future, which is also uncertain. I think they're on pause till like 2027 around there, but yeah, man. Megan's getting us some Shasta Cola right now. That's what I really need. Back to Chopper though. Everybody is loving the Chopper design, and I'm here for it, bro. This goes to show that like when you do something well, the fans will support you. The fans will be there. I've seen like maybe a little bit of negativity, but I've had to really search for it. You know?
No, I mean same, and you know it's funny because. I mean, you're just going to have haters everywhere. Like, it's always going to be like, oh, like, it looks good, but I wish. And it's like, okay, well, like, I can't be in the, I can't. You know, obviously, it's like interpretations and expectations. Like, people are like, oh, he's just not fat enough. Like, he's just not fat enough. He's just not squishy enough. And, like, I get that, but I was watching it back, okay, because I had to take a break because every time I would watch it, I'd break out in tears. Like, I'm not even lying. Like, I had to take a little break because I didn't want to cry so much in one day. But he has a little bit of a belly, and you could see it kind of move, and it's like, I get it. Like, I understand that you want him to look like a 1-for-1, but that's just not possible. And I think they did a great job of making him look cute and kind of creepy at the same time. Like, you know, you look at Ted, and Ted's like cute. Like, Ted is like he's a teddy bear, so that makes sense. He looks cute in his own way. He looks, you know, it's realistic. I mean, I'm sure the straws are going to be like, whoa, what the hell? Like, he is a something that does not exist, I guess, in this world to this extent, because he has the human fruit. So I just think he's perfect. I really don't think they could have done anything different to make him better, honestly. People are like, well, they didn't get the OG voice actor for the character of the English dub, and it's just like, you guys are focusing on the wrong things.
Yeah, I think he looks great. Those fans, again, I don't know that anything, you know, would have made them like it. To me, I really do think that this is best case scenario. This is best case scenario. He has those like reindeer qualities, because some fan arts like had him looking like fucking Pikachu, like Detective Pikachu, like a teddy bear, like, you know, but he is a reindeer that ate the human fruit. And so I think they really capture that. I think he looks absolutely fantastic. The VA as well, like, I think is doing an excellent job. I think is crushing it. I really have no complaint. And I've seen most people online be extremely positive, and that's great to see. He's adorable. He's adorable, but in a very like realistic way. Like he looks like an animal. You know what I mean? Like not just like a stuffed animal, but like an animal.
Yeah, like a actual, yeah.
There's life in his eyes.
I love the stitching on the hat, like the details that are like slightly changed just to make it like more realistic, and it's not just, you know, the X, like, oh, I'm loving it. And people are like wondering about how big he's going to actually be, not just obviously in his Monster Point and all those other, you know, his stuff, but just like in general, like how big is he gonna be compared to the Straw Hats, because that boy got a big old head and he's a bit large. So, you know, I'm hoping they give him like some height. I hope they give him they make him look a little larger.
I forgot who said this like during the actual stream, but if it's giving anything, which I think is a good thing, if it's giving anything, it's giving Paddington. For sure. Was it you who said that?
Oh, no, I didn't say that, but I could see Paddington. I love Paddington.
Me too. Me too. And Paddington's a fantastic film and a great character design. But I know that's a bear compared to a reindeer. Anyway, I think he looks great. I think he looks great. The performance is great. I have no complaints. Soham saying Chopper is cool, ... but I will make my full decision after seeing him in action. That
is true. I mean, fair. It is, again, it's so funny because we it's obviously like the resounding like first reaction. Like my first reaction to Chopper was absolutely insane, and it was insane because I know now what the OPLA team and everyone involved, what they're capable of bringing us. And I think it's funny to look back on our reaction to the first look of like Nami and Zoro and Sanji and Luffy. Because not that we were negative at all, it was just like startling. Now we're so used to it, you know, but we got so much shit for that.
We did.
We got so much shit for that.
And like, I stand by it.
I mean, I stand by it too, but it was just absolutely insane. Like the gaslighting was crazy because me and Josh were like, did we actually like it? Like they're making us feel like we hate this shit. Like it was wild. So I can only imagine like being on the other side, because I'm just like, it was full of positivity for me, obviously. But being on the other side of being like, I hate this, you know. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but you know, the people in the community can be pretty frustrating.
We talked about him being a little long.
You guys, I said you guys hated it.
a little long, a little stretched out. And then people are saying, I wish he was a little fatter. I want to see him in action. Fair, all valid.
Well, look,
like
he got a little, like you scroll down a little bit. He's got a little
belly. He's got a little belly. He does. I just have to zoom out for it to show up here. But he's got a little pouch.
Panza?
Yeah, he's got a little panza.
The hat is fluffy too. He's like, that's a part of my head. So, like, that's my head.
That's actually my head.
Whoa, what the hell?
But I think that's such a great thing to like compare it to, because it, you know, bro,
they've made some changes too to the characters in the new trailer. Like Sanji's eye is covered from his hair. Nami's hair is toned and not the bright orange. Like they've made some slight tweaks based off of
like in the
teaser where he's like
for Tadam.
Yeah, he's like, pass the popcorn, and then he passes him like a couple pieces.
Yeah,
like they look a little different. Like Nami's hair like looks a little different.
I would say a little better.
I kind of like the orange hair.
The old one or the new one? The old one. Come on, the old one or the new one? I'm gonna stop directing questions at you.
Why are you so mean?
I'm gonna hit you with your own catchphrase. You're pissing me off.
No, it's not you're pissing me off. It's pissing me off. That's what I say.
You're gaslighting me.
I say it's pissing me off. Everyone else knows it. That's the thing that's so crazy. Everyone else knows my catchphrase to be it's pissing me off, but you know it as like you're pissing me off. And that's just telling.
Do you guys see what I have to put
That's just telling.
Anyway, I think that the new look, the look that we got in the Tadam trailer, I think it looks good. I like it a little bit better, a little bit more. I mean, watching it originally, like we were so fucking like, it was jarring. Bro. It was jarring to see these anime characters that you've read and watched.
Yeah.
To see them for the very, very first time, to see human actors like dressed up as them, like embodying them, like when you've gone to so many conventions and seen so many cosplay. I mean, it looked, there was a moment of like disconnect where we were like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you know?
Yeah, and it was just an initial, like, again, first reactions. Yeah, that was just crazy. Mm-hmm. That was like absolutely crazy. I was like, what? Did we like commit a crime on humanity for like...
And I'll never forget that one that YouTuber who freaking slid in our Discord and said what he said. I'll never forget that, dude. That shit still fucking pisses me off. Slid into our Discord. I'm not gonna even say his name, but like slid into our Discord and just was like, you know, wow. Oda spends his whole life like, you know,
and again, we weren't even bad.
This is his dream.
We weren't even
and like you fucking shit on it. Like you're shitting on someone's dream. You don't want to see them win.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I mean, and to their credit, whatever, because I'm bringing it up, they did later, like
apologize.
Much later, say like apologize, I guess, and say like I was letting the other, like the rest of the internet, the rest of the negativity, like, but it's like, bro, but like, so you took it out on us, like,
yeah, okay, and we weren't even being negative. Like, I'm sure there was other creators that were like way worse.
Yeah,
like,
bro, like we had opinions.
Yeah,
we had opinions that weren't like overly positive. From like beginning to end. Like we watched it once, it was jarring, and then we came around to it because we kind of like calibrated, and we were like, oh, okay, now we see the vision. Now it's growing.
But even then, I don't.
Now it's growing on us. Now we're seeing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Even then, I just don't feel bad for. I can't control how I react to something. Mm-mm. Just like I can't control how I react to Chopper, because that was my genuine reaction.
Because that would have been the same reaction, cameras on, cameras off. So that was real.
Yeah.
And if you want to like tell me why my real reaction to something was fucking wrong, then like honestly, fuck you.
Whoa.
You know what I mean?
You're getting crazy.
Anyway.
No, you're getting like fucking insane right now, dude.
You're pissing me off.
You're pissing me off right now.
That's not directed at anybody in this community, though. People in this community, I mean, again, like the constructive criticism or like the concerns are super valid. And we'll see like what the scale is when Chopper's next to some of the other Straw Hats, because like I think that could kind of like not make or break it, but like if he's too big, it could look not good.
Yeah, it could look a little
small,
crazy.
It could look not good. So that's something to keep in mind. And maybe that's something I doubt that they're still tweaking, but who knows? I mean, 2026, they could be. But yeah. And I only say that because then it would fuck up eye lines and it would fuck up, you know what I'm saying? Like they have to have already kind of planned like how tall he's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know, man. I think mostly positive, mostly excited. Really excited for that trailer. The new trailer to come out.
I know.
Fucking Chopper, cute as hell. That was my burner account, said Tiberius. Being said, Nami has an entirely new skirt that's exactly like her skirt in the anime manga, instead of the belt she wore last season. I love the whole outfit. Even Soham said, I was not sold on Taz for Sanji, but I am a fan now. And see, I think that's fucking real, Soham. I think that's so real. Like, like, you know what? In the beginning, I wasn't really so. But guess what? You saw the performance. You saw like, and because that's like how I think so many people end up coming around. There was something else that like where that happened to me. Oh, even more recently, like Murderbot on Apple, the new, their new like sci-fi show based on like the Martha Wells
You should watch it.
Red book. You guys definitely should watch it. But like when I saw the Skarsgård, you know, I forget which one, Bill, I think, cast as the.
Oh no, Bill is the one that's.
What's his name then?
Let me look up Skarsgård brothers.
Anyway, when I saw him portray that he was going to be portraying the Murderbot.
No, it's Alexander. Bill is Pennywise.
Alexander Skarsgård.
Love Alexander.
I was a little on the fence. I was like, oof, I don't know if he's going to be able to like, you know, he like looks the part, but is he going to be able to like sell it? And he fucking sold that shit, bro. Like
he's good. I mean,
great.
They're great. All of them are great.
All of them are great.
Yeah. The fucking their dad born greatness and shit. That's like a fucking that's a fucking house in Game of Thrones. The Skarsgård house. Those bitches can act.
Yeah.
Those bitches can act.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is great. And he is able to do this thing where like, I mean they're both super transformative in their roles, and he is
Bill is the hot
one. He is just able to be like super soft, but also like threatening, and it's just great.
Yeah, dude. I saw Doran. Shout out Doran in the chat too. Said it's one of his favorite book series. Let me just. If you guys haven't seen this show, let me just pull up a little screenshot of it right here. I like to have this up while we're talking about it so you can see, but also so if you're like scrolling, you're like, oh, I know what they were talking about right here. So this is the Murderbot. Definitely a different design than the books, because the Murderbot is on the cover of All Systems Red, like the very first book, and other books too, but very different design and a direction. And I had a theory as to why they did that before, but after having seen the show,
Doran Ross said, "I'm a big fan. Murderbot's one of my favorite book series. I'm kind of scared to see the show."
Oh, okay, Doran. I read All Systems Red. That's the only book of the series that I've read, but I read it before the show, so I didn't have the show to sort of like maybe like taint my opinion or viewing experience like of it, or reading experience of it. And they've done a great job. They've done like the first episode is almost like Des Malchin's in it too. Great supporting cast. The first episode is almost like fucking line for line of the book. The one thing that they changed, like the big thing that they changed, is the look of the Murderbot. But I think at first, my initial theory for why they did that was because I knew that at a certain point in the story, minor spoilers, he was going to come across other sec units. I knew that was going to be a thing that was going to happen, that he was going to, and we saw that in the most recent episode where they're trying to put the combat module like on him. And that scene was a little different, that sequence, but in a way that I think really worked. Almost maybe even better for television than it did in the book. And that was so far has been the only like major change, but it doesn't really change the heart of it or the overarching story. So I think it was a good change. At first I thought, okay, he's going to encounter other sec units, so that's why they make him look like that. So that we can visually, he's distinct from the other ones, and we know who our Murderbot is. However, having seen the show now, I think what really happened, because they have the whole suit from the book in the first episode, and they make a joke that that's the new model, and that this model is an old, outdated model. So they give a little nod to the book readers. But the reason I think they didn't go with that is because I don't think the humor would have landed in that suit. This suit is something about it is funnier, I think, than the other suit. The other suit looks too sleek. It looks too. There's something about it that I think works in your head, but like on screen, I do think that the suit lends itself to the humor in a better way. And like I said, Alexander Skarsgård is absolutely murdering it. No pun intended. Actually, pun intended. Giving a great performance and really, really doing an absolutely fantastic job of going back and forth with the humans in his like very, very awkward way. It's a great adaptation.
But he's also like, it's also like because he's so like passive aggressive, and it's so funny, like his inner monologue, like he's cussing, and like I'm sure that happens in the book, but it's just delivery, and he's able to like walk the line of like he sounds like the cadence in which he speaks is like human but like robotic. Like, it's so satisfying to hear. Like, you love to hear him talk in the show. Yeah. Like, it's very soft. He's like, oh my God. It's just, like, nice.
He's giving himself, like, certain, like, weird inflections.
Yes.
He's doing an absolutely good job. Like an amazing job. He's really selling it. And you do get this, the socially awkward, like, aura is, like, very, very present.
Yeah.
Paladin said, can we talk about how Apple TV has the best sci-fi shows out right now? Foundation is another one that I need to watch that my friend was telling me about. He said it's like really good. I think he might have said he enjoys Silo more. I can't remember. Either way, he said Foundation is a really good one as well. But we've seen, Silo, Murderbot. I know Foundation is another good one. What else? Even if that's just it, they're fucking crushing it, dude. And with all this talk, and I don't know, but with all this talk of like Apple being at the top of the mountain when we're talking about sci-fi, and with the recent like cancellation of like the Wheel of Time, the Red Rising rumors have been at an all-time high because people are like, okay, it needs to go to Apple because they're killing it for sci-fi. Another theory is that, okay, well, Amazon is axing Wheel of Time so that they could put their money into like a different, they could like dump their money into a new franchise. I don't know.
Jerome Ross said, you're selling me.
You're selling me. Oh, Severance.
Yeah, of course,
Severance is I always forget because it's not like what you would normally think of as sci-fi, but it definitely is. It has those sci-fi elements. It's also just such a cerebral, like fucking like. Severance is so unique, but yeah, Severance. Uncreative deconstructionism. Shout out. Shitty. I love your videos. Anyway, you are the best. Appreciate you. That's so nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. Speaking of sci-fi, Skibbity Toilet and Backrooms movies are in production.
Skibbity Toilet's absolutely insane. Backrooms, I would love to see a movie. I would love to see an actual proper horror movie in Backrooms, not this fucking Minecraft movie bullshit. I'm just kidding. There was a lot of people, and I do appreciate all the work that went into those movies because they're, whatever. But Backrooms deserves some cool shit. Okay.
Yeah, Backrooms. If they do like, that justice,
yes,
we might be fucking talking.
We might be fucking talking. Okay.
Being said, I'm excited about Peacemaker. I'm excited too. I've been dancing around this one. I think I've talked about it before. Today, I think as of this recording, you can officially get your tickets for the Fantastic Four.
I'm excited for Fantastic Four. I'm sorry to say.
I'm not. I'm sorry to say I'm not. And I feel like I should be. I feel like I should be way more excited than I am. You know what I mean? So you're excited.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, and I don't mean this sounds passive aggressive.
Why?
Like, why? Because you've been out on Marvel for a while.
I mean, they got me. You know what I mean?
Is it cast? Is it characters? Is it?
It reminds me
the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, it reminds me of just like those movies.
Okay.
Like I really did enjoy the Fantastic Four movies, and I know that's bad of me. But with, Chris Evans, like, come on, man.
Right.
I loved The Thing then, right?
Oh, well, Chris Evans wasn't.
No, but I'm talking about The Thing as a character. I loved him then. I'm the casting, bro.
Cousin.
Come on, Cousin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that's the only reason why I'm excited. Like I love Pedro too. Like you're kind of out on Pedro. Like how can I?
I'm not. I can't be out. I just don't think he needs to be in everything.
Oh my god, there's this fucking movie coming out, and it looks like a rom-com that like every fucking person has been waiting for in their whole fucking lives.
Wet dream.
No, and Dakota Johnson ruining it. Fucking ruining it. And it's like, okay, whatever, it could, I mean, it's just like, I don't know, it's not self-insert shit. I guess maybe that's what they're fucking doing.
Oh, that is
because she's so bland and bad at acting. They were like, let's put her in it so that she could be anyone.
Dakota Johnson, right?
I think her name's Dakota Johnson. She was in the fucking 50 Shades of Grey.
She's Madam Web, like the main actress.
Awful.
From
I'm sorry. I don't usually talk shit about actors because I know it's a hard job. I do not. There's something about her.
Yeah.
There's something about her. I just don't like her acting style. I don't think she. Anyway, that movie is fucking with Chris Evans, right? Isn't it Chris Evans?
Chris Evans
and Pedro. Gunk.
Yeah.
I'm fucking like fucking wipe my eyes.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Oh my god, I'm so excited for that movie.
Uncreative Deconstruction. Shout out for the other super chat that just says, money, you are a goat, you're too kind, thank you so much, we appreciate it.
Money.
They also say I liked the 2006 Fantastic Four, LOL just me. No,
I liked
absolutely
it.
Not.
It reminds me of
Those
like a better time.
Those movies were good.
Yeah, she's a nepo baby. Yeah, she's bad, dude. She's bad.
Madam Web did my queen Sydney Sweeney dirty.
Sydney Sweeney.
Being said, I've been reading the current Fantastic Four run and it's so damn good. I'm really excited to see the Fantastic Four first steps. That's the thing, bro. I think I love. First of all, I like those movies, like you said, Chris Evans, all that. I love a lot of runs in the comics. Like a lot of runs were so good. I'm just like from the trailers. I'm not feeling what I expected to be feeling. Is all. I love the casting. Even Pedro is growing on me. I still don't love him as Reed. I love Pedro. I feel
like he's gonna bring, because we've been seeing him. Not we've been seeing him, but I don't know. He's gonna be very stoic and intellectual.
Okay, I've yeah. I'm not saying he can't pull it off either.
You doubt him.
No.
I think you doubt him in his acting ability.
It's just his face.
You're fatigued.
I'm not fatigued. I just don't think he needs to
You're
play.
Threatened.
Yeah, I'm threatened. It's just, when people were talking about OPLA, they were talking about how great the casting was because of how much they do resemble the Straw Hats, but also because there's not a lot for you to associate them, not a lot of other things for you to associate them in, or other characters to associate them with. Of course, I associate the Thing with Cousin from The Bear, but I'm not seeing his face. I'm just hearing his voice. Of course, Johnny Storm, Eddie Munson, but that's really the only other thing. Personally, Quiet Place, sure, whatever, but really Eddie Munson, right? But that's one other thing. Sue Storm, haven't really seen her in shit.
No.
She looks great. Pedro, it's okay, I'm thinking of fucking 40 characters that this man has played, and it's just his face. Even if he gives an Oscar-worthy performance, it's his face that I cannot like stop picturing as like other characters. You know what I mean? As
that's
Joel,
a you problem, I think.
As fucking Oberyn, as fucking
Oberyn was 15 fucking years ago.
Oberyn was a long time ago. Oberyn was
that's one you got to get over, bro.
Okay, you can't keep saying
you
Oberyn.
Can't keep saying that. You can't keep saying that.
Timmy said, I doubt him.
Beautiful Lie with the dono. Thank you, Beautiful Lie. She's talking about materialist and she's a stand-in and it's me. LOL. Show Josh the trailer.
We saw it when we went to go see. Oh, brother, that's another thing. Can we talk about that? First of all, shout out A Beautiful Lie. I like the way you did it and I was trying to do it, but I think I'm going to just let you do it from now on. Shout out A Beautiful Lie. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We saw the trailer when we went to go see the new Tim Robinson movie. Megan's devastated.
Okay, hold on. Take away the Fantastic Four. We need a moment. Okay, bring up a photo of him and Paul.
Him and Paul.
I don't know if you guys know this about me, and a lot of people actually. Tim Robinson is a fantastic actor, writer, comedian. You know. He's got it all. Okay. He had a show. He actually has a couple shows, but he had one that's where I found him out. I Think You Should Leave on Netflix. And he is hilarious. I mean, his style of comedy is just so refreshing and so unique and like fucking right on the dot of what I find funny, and a lot of other people do too. If you haven't seen any of his stuff, like drop what you're doing and go watch his shit because he is absolutely hilarious. When this movie was announced, Tim Robinson, Paul Rudd, like I was like, whoa, like here we go. Our boy gets the stage. Our boy gets on the big screen. He takes one for the team. Like he is going to blow the fuck up after this. It's going to be absolutely insane. My expectations were through the roof. I was so excited. And you know, obviously we go, I think it was like, bro, like, I don't know, a week after it came out, you said?
Yeah, it was about a week, yeah.
Only ones in the theater, by the way. No one else in the theater. So I could like laugh or whatever, and talk. And, it wasn't even not what I expected. It wasn't about expectations. I really want to put that in front because it's not like it was super awful. But it lacked the intensity that I expected from his style of like humor. Like it seemed like they were trying to water down him to make it more not family friendly, but like audience friendly.
Yeah, it just like a more general audience.
And it just didn't work. And it might have been A24 trying to make it like
maybe
cool or like I don't know, but it
might have been the writer of the movie because it wasn't Tim Robinson.
Oh, it wasn't?
No.
Oh, that changes everything.
But from what I hear, that writer like wrote the movie like with Tim Robinson in mind. And
no, but was he involved at all?
Check and see if he was involved maybe at some point as like a co-writer, but it definitely wasn't just like it wasn't like his movie, his script. I Think You Should Leave is one of the funniest shows, comedy sketch shows since fucking Key and Peele. But what I hate about fucking marketing is that they were marketing this movie like the big quote tagline was like from another review that said the funniest shit I've ever seen. And if you know Tim and you like Tim, then you're like, oh, he is pretty fucking hilarious, and this might be the funniest shit of his I've ever seen. And it was just it did not come close. So I really wish we would have gone to see the other movie instead, the new horror movie, which is supposed to be like really.
I know, I want to see it.
Crazy.
I can't really find. I just have the director. I don't see who wrote the screenplay or like the movie.
It definitely wasn't.
I mean, it has a 90 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Again, maybe a general audience will like this more if you don't know his his humor. If you're familiar with the show,
Detroiters is goated. That's another one of his, and that's like one of his best friends, like in the show. Like I think he works the best. Like the funniest, one of the funniest bits in the movie is when he is talking to, I forget his name, something Callahan. What is his name?
He's in I Think You Should Leave a Lot.
Yeah, they're magic every time. Like you could just tell, like he's so comfortable around, like, and maybe it was Paul too. Paul just plays samey. We watched the other day. We were like, let's watch Death of a Unicorn. And we're like, okay, yeah. We started it, and we're like, there's no way we can get through the whole movie. We DNF'd
that shit so fast.
It was so bad. Like, it was so bad.
So you're saying if it would have been...
Okay, like, anyway,
why I'm saying it wasn't... I don't think it was Paul is because, like, I don't think if anybody else would have played that character and it was the same script, that it would have been any better.
No. Yeah, and I wanted it to go further. You know, like, in Tim Robinson's sketches, and it's not his work, I understand, but, like, he goes like balls to the wall with his concepts, and like I thought it was going to be a crazier progression and crazier shit was going to happen, but it just kind of fell flat a little bit.
It just said, like, if you're familiar with his show, I Think You Should Leave. It feels like a lot of like really interesting premises. It feels like a lot of sketches that like never reach the full potential that they would have reached in the show. Like they are kind of like they get halfway there.
Someone says, "Is he yelling in the movie?" I'm like, not as much as he should have.
Not as much as you think he would.
Not as literally. Like I wanted.
He is.
Yeah, but he needs to. He just should have been crazier. Oh my God, what the fuck?
I mean, he's doing that a lot.
I know, but the points that he did, I was like, okay. And then it just moved on. And then it's just like, I needed more from him. I needed more from the movie. I just wish it was better. That's it. You can watch it. I would, if you liked him, I would recommend it, but I'm not going to say that it was like so fucking fantastic, like the funniest shit I've ever seen. I'd rather just watch I Think You Should Leave for the 10th fucking time.
But it wasn't a bad movie.
Jenna couldn't save that movie, bro. She couldn't. She could not. What is y'all's favorite sketch from I Think You Should Leave? Oh, I really love the haunted house one.
You do like that one a lot.
Because that one is so fucking dumb. Like, well, you can't say fucking cum? He's like, no, you can't. He's like, oh, the ghosts are all coming all over the walls. And it's fucking like freaking crazy. And he's like, can I talk for a second? I love that one. I also love the Santa one.
I hate that one.
That one's so funny.
You love that one. I cannot say
I love that one. It's so fucking funny. And then the zip line is a classic.
I mean, these are newer ones, but like the driving crooner one is fantastic.
Oh my God. The one where he's like, I can't drive. Oh, I can't drive. When he's like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, I can't drive.
yeah. And this might be, I don't know if this is a controversial one. I used to love the fucking the bones are their money, obviously, is like,
why is that controversial?
No. The controversial one is the one so I would say bones are their money. That one's great. The driving crooner, and then remember the chairs one, or with the folding chairs? And they were like going to all these like horror conventions, and they were taking the folding chairs. Remember that one?
Mm-mm.
That shit, I don't know why that shit made me laugh so fucking, because he's like teaching a driving class.
I don't remember that one. Can't drive is my favorite, Mecca Troy said.
That shit is so funny to me. Because they're talking about all these like horror, like these people who are going to these conventions as like horror characters.
Oh, okay, yeah, the table.
Was it the table or the chair? Whatever.
Yeah, No, it's like the chairs and the tables are Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger's gonna kill me.
Yeah, that shit was so funny.
I like that one too. The drive-through one kills me.
The drive-through one is great. I mean, look at me.
There's so many. There's so many.
And a lot of these are in the newest season, too.
Oh, the Santa one. I like both the Santa ones. There's two Santa ones. I think there's two Santa ones.
The second one is better than
there's like the jazz one. He's like talking about jazz.
With Tim Robinson. I mean, with
Sinners is out for digital. So
Oh, fuck, bro.
So I live like it's the last
Megan's been trying to watch that shit again.
Long time. It's the right time.
Can't Drive is my favorite. What's the current topic? We were just kind of giving our thoughts on the new Tim Robinson movie Friendship and Paul Rudd movie Friendship. Like, again, not a bad movie, but just we were both, I think, hoping for more from Tim because of like how much we love his show.
But you could tell. You could tell that it wasn't him.
Yeah.
Now that I know he didn't like write it, you could tell like he probably wanted to do more. Like,
oh yeah.
You could tell something was holding the whole thing back.
Yeah.
You know? You could feel it.
I could feel that. Oh God, I just burped up that fucking Shasta. Point is, watch Murderbot.
Point is, watch Murderbot. Point is, watch Sinners.
Definitely watch Sinners. It's on digital now. We got our channel anniversary coming up soon. We're getting real close to finalizing the lineup. We have a good amount of it, kind of like set in stone, but there's at least like, oh, Megan's playing the fucking Labubu.
I'm posting something for my job. I'm sorry.
Labubu. We're gonna get copyright by the fucking Labubu.
I know.
Labubu's gonna come
by the boo-boo. Okay, I'm sorry.
We're really close to finalizing some stuff. We just have like one segment that we need to still like really lock in, but it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be on Sunday. This coming up Sunday, right?
Yes, at 11:30 a.m.
11:30 a.m. PST.
We're doing 5 hours for 5 years.
5 hours for 5 years. Let's go. There's so many ideas that we wanted to do.
Yeah, you know us.
Big.
We suck.
Dream big. Dream big. But 5 hours for 5 years. We wanted to do something like crazy different for every hour that represented kind of like each era like of the show. You know what I mean? But again, it's just going to be so much time and money to put into it. Mostly time. That we would have had to like put into it that we just don't have, unfortunately. But yeah, still super excited for the things that we do have planned and what we're going to do. It's going to be awesome.
Still taking new ideas. Yes, beautiful eye. Yes. Leave suggestions. We have a Discord. I mean, everyone here probably knows we have Discord. You could put it in your ideas. I'm still working on that video, so clip suggestions in there as well. And yeah.
Tess says, how does Josh keep forgetting? Does he have dementia or something? Maybe I do, Tess. And maybe I just forgot.
Forgot what?
Oh. That was good.
No, I'm literally like, I'm confused. What?
Oh. Are you joking?
No, what are you talking about?
Tess said that I keep forgetting the time of the live stream.
Oh, 11:30 a.m. is usually when we do it all the time anyway.
But he said he made a dementia joke, and then I made a joke, and then you're just out. You're out.
Yeah, I just don't care about the explanation of what you're.
You asked.
It's
so
too
many
long.
times you asked.
Speed it up.
And
Jesus. And he's like, dementia. I'm like, okay, just like he made a joke about you being old having dementia.
Oh my God.
That's actually funny as fuck. You did a good one for that. But Josh's explanation was like giving me dementia, bro.
What the fuck? Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I guess that's fucking it. Wow.
La boo la boo la boo boo. I hate the la boo boos. I hate those bitches.
Anyway.
Do you guys hate those bitches? I hate them.
She hates Labubu. Don't even get her fucking started, bro.
It's like I don't know. I'm indifferent, I guess. I at first I was like, I'm gonna fucking hate him, but then I was like, I'm just indifferent now. I mean, I don't like them. I won't buy one, but
Dan said, oh, now the first volume is finally out. Josh Megan, you should totally do a volume 1 review of Kindergarten Wars. It's a peak action comedy and one of my favorite ongoing manga.
Okay.
I've definitely heard a lot of good things about it. Very interested in checking that out. Megan, you've been talking about this French manga too called like Veil or something that looks fucking crazy. It's going to be coming out like in Barnes and Nobles and stuff soon. It's called Veil. Yeah, Veil manga English. Let me just show you a picture of this cover, bro. It goes hard, brother.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. You can show some panels of it. Like, I am so excited. Koteri?
Koteri?
Koteri, I think is the mangaka, I believe.
Shit looks good. Shit looks real good. That's coming out. Dan, is Kindergarten Wars, is the first volume like out in English? Like, is there like a physical copy that we could pick up? Oh, are these some of the panels? No fucking way.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm telling you, it's beautiful.
Oh my God, it is beautiful.
Show more.
That's gorgeous.
It's a love story, I believe. I think he's a soldier and she is blind.
That is gorgeous, dude. I thought you were just fucking saying shit when you were saying that. I thought you were just fucking yapping, dude.
That's rude. Do like
This one is good. Look at this. Wow. I did not know it looked like this on the inside. Do which one, Megan?
Scroll down. Oh, just look at go up to the cover pages, the volume covers.
Like, which one?
Like that one down there. Actually, that one up there, right there.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, which volume? Oh, this is volume 5. Yeah, these are beautiful. Whoa, this is big too. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It's like that fucking, what's that guy?
Wow, wow, wow. Wow. Actually, what is it? Actually, no problem at all. What does he say? Actually, it's a barely an inconvenience.
Super easy.
No, actually, it's super easy.
Yeah.
Barely an inconvenience. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. That's some inside baseball shit.
No, people.
That's some fucking, what is it called? Press meeting? What is it? Pitch meeting?
Pitch meeting. Everybody and their mom.
I don't think they know.
Watch the chat right now.
You guys know pitch meeting?
Of course they know pitch meeting.
I don't think they do.
Of course. Stop playing fucking Labubu, please, for the love of God. But the real fucking sauce is this is volumes 1 and 2 right here. So they kind of come together to make a real sexy sort of, poster, right? A real sexy sort of cover right here. Sex sells.
They're not even. What do they make sexy? They're just sitting.
Sex, but they look sexy when they do it.
Okay, that one. Actually.
Okay, I'm sure.
No, that one. You were just on it. No, not that one. That one.
This one.
Yes.
Enough. Showing them the whole damn manga.
That's a cover page. Look at how cute they are.
They are cute. Beans said something.
Thank you, Beans, for the donation.
Shout out, Beans.
In the slow process of making an online store.
Oh, get it, Beans.
That's awesome.
I'll be your first customer.
What do we use for our store?
Fourth Wall.
Fourth Wall. Would you recommend?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Fourth Wall.
Absolutely.
If you've already, you maybe already picked one.
I went through a lot of fucking
hearts.
A lot of fucking
A
companies.
V1 Labubu? What if we got a Labubu? What if we got blind boxes?
Hey, that'd be kind of fun.
And open them.
Oh, I think it is. Yeah, I think it is out in English. Yeah. Hey, yeah, this looks cute, bro. Dan said it's his favorite too. Favorite ongoing. She looks cute as hell, bro. Cute as hell. A V1 Labubu. You guys are crazy. That volume 1 art is Goku Rakugai level. Which one? Which one? Which one?
Which one?
Anyway, guys, thank you for being here. And shout out again. I want to shout out again at the very end here. Tommy Lee, support an up-and-coming mangaka, an up-and-coming artist, an up-and-coming storyteller, and you can support them for absolutely free by clicking the link in the description and checking out Jinrui
No Heart.
Ryu No Heart. Let's fucking go again. Let's give Tommy another round of applause. Tommy, and James. If you're watching this, I'm fucking waiting on that Wendigo Volume 1.
That's crazy.
So we can talk about it and look at it. You guys are awesome. The absolute best. We just wanted to talk about
best community.
A little bit of everything. We're talking about a little bit of entertainment. Spotlight an independent, manga, movies, TV, Marvel, Sci-fi, Apple. So thank you guys for letting us, Doctor Who.
I know.
Thank you guys for letting us yap.
Thank you.
Giving us a place to yap. The only thing left to do now, make sure to stay tuned for, we got another Trigun Stampede episode, hopefully coming out on YouTube sometime this week, hopefully, fingers crossed. Gotta get one in the bank for the Patreon members either today or maybe tomorrow. And then obviously the anniversary, 5-year anniversary, 5 hours for 5 years.
Yeah, 11:30 a.m. PST. We're going 5 hours for 5 years, you guys. Chat, you guys, chat. Just
don't let me. Are you going to sit here and not react? You're going to stop. You're going to stop every time I react.
What about? You're distracting me. Tune in, and if you have any recommendations for segments or anything like that, please let us know.
Please.
In the Discord. We are also, thinking of the idea of call-ins as well, because we always like talking to you guys, and we might do something with that, but we'll let you know.
Shout out Choco Taco at the very end. Quick donation drive-by. Ooh! Shout out Choco Taco.
My chocolate, my eyebrow dog.
Chocolate dog.
You say eyebrow dog. I forgot what you say. I forgot what you say.
Also, my chocolate dog. Apparently.
No, I like when you say, "Oh, my eyebrow dog."
My eyebrow dog. Thank you, Ty, Test, Doran, Money, Beans. Beans said, "Loving how much you guys are loving Stampede." Oh my God, I'm obsessed with this show. It might be one of the genuinely might be one of my favorite anime that I've seen in a long time. I mean, Freerin fucking Stampede right there. I mean, again, it's hard to count things like Dan because we read the manga way before the anime came out, and so obviously that's my favorite. But it's been my favorite when it was a manga before it was an anime,
right? So
that's why I'm not including it. But it's like Freerin and fucking Stampede. I mean, it's just that good. It's so good. I'm thinking my 5-year drawing should be Trigun related.
Ooh.
Are you fucking kidding me? If you made it to the very end. And speaking of all that, I forgot to show you this, and I'll just show you on camera right now. Our friend, also named Josh, great name, shout out Josh, gave us a little gift recently. And you get to choose which one you would like. So I'm going to probably hold it up. Let's see if I can hold it up to here to get my hand on that. It gave us these cool pins. So this is a Wolfwood pin. You see it in the camera?
Oh, shit!
It's a Wolfwood pin right there. And the other pin is a the other pin is a Vash pin. Whoa. A Vash. So he said that you get to pick one and I get to pick one. So
yay!
Do you want to pick a random? Let's pick a random one. That'd be fun, huh? I'm really shaking them up. I have
put them in two hands.
Yeah, okay. Put them in separate hands.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea which one is what. Pick a random hand. This one? Flip it over.
It's gonna be Wolfwood.
Flip it over.
Oh, Vash.
You got Vash.
Yay.
Hey, I'll rock Wolfwood. I love Wolfwood, dude. Shout out Josh.
Shout out Josh.
Shout out Josh. Shout out Trigun. And shout out the V1 community and the V1 Plus community too.
You said his name was Josh, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, they're going to be confused. Like, why is he thinking himself?
Now the only thing left to do is to get out of here on our outro. That's always the same and never changes. We'll see you Sunday. But what should our outro today be?
I
have to pee so bad.
I know, same. I don't know. I have to pee so bad? Hit 10K today.
Oh, what? Oh, 10K steps. 10K steps. I should put Josh in the Goofy Knives jumpsuit. Solo leveling. Oh, I hear solo leveling is good. Alberto. He said, damn, I just got here. Doctor, huh? Murderbot. Okay, there's some good ones. What the helly? Okay, I like that. What the helly? Let's just do what the helly. It's been making me laugh recently, and I enjoy it.
What the helly?
Thank you for watching, for hanging out. We'll see you on Sunday for the anniversary stream. But until next time,
what the heli? What the heliante?
What the heli Cyrus?
What the heli Cyrus?
What the heli Stampede?
What the heli Bash?
What the heli Wolfwood?
What the heli Marrow?
Oh, okay, I like it, dude.
What the heli Roberto?
What the heli Roberto?
What the heli?
Oh, shoot, I farted.
You're fucking nasty.